My sister used mom's phone to uninvite me and mock me as a charity case, so I took a $165K contract with her rival bank and let the truth ruin her gala. My phone lit up on the kitchen island, buzzing with a screenshot from a family group chat. I didn't think much of it until I tapped it open. It was a text sent from my mother's phone addressed to my sister Maya, but dropped right into the main thread where I could see every word. Don't worry, I told him the dress code was black tie formal just to watch him panic. He literally can't afford a rented tux anyway, let alone a seat at this table. Let the charity case stay home. Maya's reply flashed right beneath it. OMG, stop. He's probably wearing those crusty loafers right now. I stared at the screen, the coldness creeping up my spine before the burning anger even had a chance to ignite. This wasn't just a petty jab, this was deliberate. My mother's phone had been used to uninvite me from the annual Horizon Banking Charity Gala, an elite event where the city's financial heavyweights, executives, and directors gathered to network, drink expensive scotch, and pretend they cared about the lower class. I had worked my ass off for 5 years to build a reputation as a senior data analyst, but in my family's eyes, I was still the broke kid brother who didn't inherit corporate grace. Maya, on the other hand, was the golden child, a rising VP at Meridian Capital, our family's primary corporate patron. She lived to remind me that she climbed the ladder faster, higher, and with more backing. I didn't call them. I didn't text back screaming. I just locked my phone, walked over to my laptop, and opened an email I had been staring at for 3 days. Meridian Capital's biggest, most aggressive rival in the tri-state area was Vanguard Trust. For 2 months, their head of institutional acquisitions had been trying to poach me. They wanted my proprietary risk modeling algorithms, the exact forecasting tools Maya's division at Meridian had been trying to copy, unsuccessfully for 6 months. I hit reply to Vanguard's HR director. I accept. Draft the paperwork for 165K base, remote flexibility, and immediate start. Conditional on exclusivity. Within 48 hours, the contract was signed, sealed, and countersigned. My loyalty to Meridian was officially dead. Traded for a heavy payday and a front row seat to the upcoming massacre. The night of the Horizon Gala arrived. I didn't rent a tux. I bought a bespoke midnight blue custom suit, paid for with the signing bonus Vanguard had wired straight into my account. It cost more than Maya's first used car. When I walked through the grand ballroom doors of the downtown St. Regis, the noise floor dropped just a fraction. I looked sharp. Dangerous even. Maya was standing near the stage talking to a group of regional directors, holding a flute of champagne like she owned the room. When she saw me, her glass nearly slipped from her fingers. The color drained completely out of her face. She excused herself, marching over on trembling heels, her eyes wide with panic and venom. What the hell are you doing here? She hissed, grabbing my forearm tightly enough to dig her acrylics in. Mom didn't send you the cancellation? You weren't supposed to be on the guest list. You're going to embarrass me in front of the Meridian executives. I looked down at her hand, slowly peeling her fingers away one by one. I smiled, letting it reach my eyes without a single ounce of warmth. Relax, Maya, I said softly, my voice cutting through the ambient chatter around us. I'm not here as a guest of Mom's. I'm here representing the competition. She let out a dry, nervous laugh. The competition? Right, doing what? Passing out hors d'oeuvre? Before I could answer, the ballroom lights dimmed. The keynote speaker tapped the microphone on stage, the CEO of Horizon Banking, flanked by Vanguard's regional managing director, who had just stepped onto the stage as a surprise, co-sponsor of the evening's main philanthropic initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO announced into the mic, his voice booming over the speakers. Before we begin our charity auction, I want to announce a massive shift in our institutional data architecture. Tonight, Horizon and Meridian's primary regional competitor, Vanguard Trust, has successfully secured exclusive rights to the most advanced risk forecasting model on the market. A massive round of applause for our new senior director of strategic analytics, my good friend and Vanguard's newest acquisition. The spotlight swung across the dark room, cutting through the crowd and landed square on me. Applause erupted around the room. Heads turned. Whispers swept through the tables. Maya froze, her mouth slightly parted, staring at me as the realization hit her like a freight train. Her division's entire Q4 strategy relied on acquiring the exact algorithm I had just handed to their deadliest rival. Without it, Meridian was flying blind. I didn't look at her as I straightened my lapels and stepped toward the center aisle, but I leaned in close as I passed her rigid, trembling frame. Thanks for the motivation, sis, I whispered, loud enough for her entire table to hear. The charity case sends his regards.